How do I feel looking back on 25 years? I'm incredibly proud that we are still here as such a vibrant organisation.
We are a bunch of guys who literally learn the game by watching it on YouTube. And they get hit, and they're like, I wasn't ready for that.
The sense of camaraderie and seeing that continue off the field.
Whereas in the first few years, it was kind of like, this could fall apart tomorrow.
All is in readiness here. The stars are out. The big stage is here. The red carpet is rolled out.
Looking forward to this, as we like to say, a humdinger.
And the question is, can you teach old dogs old tricks? This is a rematch of last year's grand final between the two sides.
They made the grand final last year, now a rematch. It was a slugfest.
Every single player on that team is a weapon.
I'll tell you what, if that doesn't make the hair stand up on the back of your neck, you might want to check your pulse.
So, hang on to a partner. This is going to get rough and ready. The two best sides here at the Nationals, the dream rising to the top in Prince fashion. And these boys are going to get it on. Smash mouth in the middle. And a fantastic mark in front by the number 12.
For the air, Coleman went for it. Look out, here comes trouble.
Sportscast, Courage Boom Opera out of the middle. Everyone goes down and gets funky.
Saying, calm it down. We got this. Let's take some good marks. Let's play some clean footy. That's where we shine.
And the umpire says, I may need to shovel the scraper off the ground. Messiah says, give me that ball. And she did. She took it away.
He tosses it to the Hammonds and the Gilmore and says, go after it, my daughters, and play footy.
Inexperienced, a little bit probably nervous and over anxious. You've got to keep it plugging away. It'll come.
Yeah, no big tackle put in there, but it was high, just a little high around the shoulders.
Taken by the 24 for Minnesota. Freeman in the score. Here's the number 23. He's taken, played on, shoots and scores! That is, we have some new kids on the block with regards to USAFL Nationals.
I love the fact that all these Americans love this sport.
And welcome back to Field 4 at the 2022, should I say. Where's my math? For the United States Australian Football League National Championships in Norco, California. The Silver Lake Sports Complex. I'm Peter Holden. Great to have your company for this Women's Division 1 Pool B matchup between the Denver Bulldogs and the DC Eagles. For the loser of this contest, well, even though they've got one more game to play, they are out of contention for making it to the next stage of the competition. For the DC Eagles, should they beat Denver, they do have a difficult job ahead. They would then have to beat Minnesota tomorrow to be in contention for that elimination final matchup against the top seed from Pool A. If the Denver Bulldogs are to win this contest, then they virtually come down to some sort of knockout final in their final pool game against Seattle tomorrow morning. So a lot on the line for both of these sides. And don't forget, in Pool A at 5 p.m. Pacific time, we do have coming up San Francisco and New York. The winner of that progresses to elimination final. For the loser, they progress to the consolation finals. So it's all on the line this afternoon here at the United States Australian Football League National Championships. Field 4, we also have games going on at the moment in the men's second division, which you can watch on the Coopers Field stream. We do thank our sponsors of the United States Australian Football League National Championship, Coopers, who've been a proud partner since the Los Angeles National Championships back in 2000. And, of course, Tasmanian, who are our new sponsors. Tasmanian quality produce, salmon, beef, Wine. Umpire has the ball in the middle of the ground, and we are underway for this Women's Division 1 Pool B contest. Wearing the predominantly white jumper is the DC Eagles, wearing the blue jumper with the Bulldog logo on it and a bit of red. That is the Denver Bulldogs, who are 6-time national champions, and they are hoping the San Francisco Iron Maidens don't catch them. San Francisco has won 5 in a row, and they are looking for their 6th this year. Umpire blows the whistle and asks for the ball back, and we'll restart the play. Ending up with the football there was Anna Thexton. Umpire gets play underway again. It's Doughty who wins the contest there for the DC Eagles, trying to burrow the way through there. Is heavier. Can't get it out. Also trying to put a hand there is Hauer. Now a chance for the Denver Bulldogs. A kick around the corner. Mrs. Aros wants to go running after it. A little bit of bumping, a little bit of body work at the moment. Mrs. Aros has the football, kicks it out towards the wing position on the broadcast side. Awkward bouncing footballs. Benitez goes after it. It's picked up in the end by Wilson Humphreys, who manages to find a mark. And guess who? It's Caitlin Masher. Masher's got a big kick on her, and she'll be lining up from about 35 metres out on a slight angle. The breeze dying down slightly from what we had earlier, which was about a 3-goal breeze. I'm estimating about a 1 to 2-goal breeze at the moment. Her kick, though, is just away to the right-hand side. It was a semi-shot, a goal, semi-pass, and will register as a minor score. So that is Denver 1, DC 0. Denver 1, DC 0. As the ball is brought in from fullback. Running play very close towards the boundary line. Just managed to be kept in ever so slightly at the last second by Trollope. Trollope now moves the ball up towards the wing position, looking for Miriam Meter, but it's taken away there by Matson. Matson's kick is intercepted, and a mark for the DC Eagles. From the halfback flank on the broadcast side, wobbly old kick off the side of the boot. Trying to get in there is Kristen Lowe. Lowe gets low, and then tries to blow it off 2 tackles going with her. Is Alexandra Benitez, and the umpire says, I'll take the football back, please. This gets up feeling a little worse for wear. Feels the head and goes, oh, yep, going to need an aspirin in the morning. Just trying to compose herself. The umpire checking okay, just in case there may be concussion protocols needed. Yes, the player's hit her head, so the umpire is advising that she come from the ground and be immediately replaced, and they do go through a concussion protocol, as Jessamy will come on for her as a replacement. Umpire restarts the play. We throw the football up in the air, and away we go again. Doing the ruck work on this occasion was Franz for the Denver Bulldogs. The ball goes over and out. It's taken by Alex Trollope, and the umpire will elect to throw the ball back into play. We're between centre wing and the half-forward flank here for the Denver Bulldogs, attacking to right of screen. Back into play, a little bit of pushing and shoving in the ruck. Taken out with a long kick there by the 26, and Morgan Doherty. Now, it's taken away here by Alex Trollope. Oh, lost control of the football. Stephanie Howard goes in to lay a tackle, and the umpire says there is no prior opportunity in that contest, and we'll take the football back. It's Rita Hill that was hanging onto the pill last. Umpire throws the football up in the air again. This time one out there by Franz. Trying to be taken away there by Joe Richards. Kicks it in towards the middle of the ground in heavy traffic. Hurry kick by the Bulldogs. Inside 40. Good mark. Trying to defend it was Ashley Mellibon, but it was taken instead by Lindsay Kastanek, a former USA Freedom representative. Lindsay Kastanek, long way out from home, 41 metres, and she elects to go and give it a ride. How does that look? I think she's got it. Lindsay Kastanek with a bomb. And 1-1-7 the Bulldogs. DC Eagles no score. That's Denver 7, DC 0. Very lackadaisical about that. Lindsay Kastanek says, let's just give it a go. And then managed to, right on the breeze, take a bounce and go through. So 7-point lead to the Bulldogs over the DC Eagles here at Field 4, Silver Lake Sports Complex. That's on our watchafl.com scoreboard, thanks to their kind partnership. As the umpire takes the football back and throws it up in the air, and away we go again. Ball is brought to ground by Morgan Doherty. Now trying to get in there, and maybe Rita Hill dropped it, and the umpire said she did. And that will be a free kick going the way of Alex Trollope. Trollope with the football, just on the tournament central side of the 2 centre circles. Kicks it out towards the half-forward flank position. Heavier wants to try and run out and get the football. She's immediately caught, but did manage to get her hand pass away. We're at the half-forward flank here, putting her head over the pill. Is Howard. She gets immediately brought into ground. And the umpire says, I'll take the football back, please, and call for a ball up. Important contest for these two sides. As we said, for the team that loses, they will not be able to advance to the next stage. Winner stays alive in a crucial match up tomorrow on Sunday morning, which you can watch a number of the games being played here on USAFL.com. As the umpire says, let it play on, as there's a bit of a traffic jam here. I think one of the players caught in there was Amy Wilson-Chapman. The umpire will take the football back and elect to throw it up. Morgan Doughty goes up again for the DC Eagles. Going in to lay the tackle, Alex Trollope. Ball squeezed out. Franz tried to get in there for the Denver Bulldogs. Gained some meterage. Now being taken away here by Anna Thexton. Thexton goes long, came off hands. Vanessa Torres, did she read it well? Ball got out the back. Jessamy wants to go in and get involved in the contest. Jessamy goes again, manages to hold it up and hold it up very well indeed. The Bulldogs just need someone to put the head over the pill and take it and do something with it. And guess who does? It's Lindsay Kastanek looking for Caitlin Masher. Hands up, popped out of the hands. And the DC Eagles maybe breathe a sigh of relief. Ashley Malaban had it momentarily. Lindsay Kastanek there. She tats it to the advantage. And Mrs. Aros, who kicks it towards inside 40. Bouncing football. They throw the body on the line there. Mackenzie Medlin. Ball pops out towards the pocket. Who wants clean hands of the football? There's numbers back there for DC, but not clean hands, and they're not able to quite link up. And the umpire says this one's holding the football, and that's a free kick going the way of Jen Wilson, but not Jen Wilson Humphreys. Yes, she will take it. Masha, pardon me, Caitlin Masha tried to claim it. And the umpire says, goes to the player who tackles. So Jen Wilson Humphreys has it. She's on a very acute angle. She'll be kicking from about 32 1/3 metres out. Swings out in the right boot, and it is out of bounds on the full. And it'll be a free kick to the DC Eagles. Yes, as I was saying, there's plenty of numbers in defence for the DC Eagles holding up. But there's just not quite that communication and space to link up properly and work their way out of defence. But they haven't been the only side that has been struggling to try and work their way up the ground into the breeze. As we estimate, probably a good 2-3 goal breeze that the Denver Bulldogs have the advantage of for this first half. Mark taken here by Alex Trollope. Trollope gets on the right boot, goes high, and a good mark taken there. Sally Kastanek was originally running at it, but Corrine Franz said, nah, ball's mine. Franz on the right boot, kicks it inside 40, intercepted. And the Eagles will try and come out of defence once again. Trying to get in there was the number 3, Miriam Meter, but knocked away from her. Now taken away and just juggling the football. But now who can try and get hands onto it? Jumping in there, Leah Liberatore. She goes to ground and the umpire blows the whistle. And once again, we'll call for a ball up. Looks around, make sure everyone's got enough space before he throws it up in the air. Caitlin Masher again doing the ruck contest against Morgan Doughty. And everyone wants to jump on top of it like it's a giant game of Twister. And the umpire says that's enough of that. We'll call for another ball up. So Doughty versus Masher again. Doughty wins it on this occasion. Ball on the ground. Looking for clean hands. Miriam Meter with speed. Gets on the right boot. The kick, though, probably let her down as she was trying to find Hunt. Now kicked away there by Leo Liberatore. Gets it to a dangerous position at the top of the goal square. The Eagles again coming out of defence. This time it's through Alison Dykes. It's close towards the back pocket. Player throwing the arms out, asking for the free kick. The umpire says, I'm not paying it. Trying to get a hurry kick around the corner, but being brought down was Soles at the crucial moment. Now the kick away by Trollope goes out towards the direction of Hauer. Hauer on the halfback flank. Can't quite get there. Taken away by Anna Banana. That's Anna Thexton. Kicks it towards the 40 metres arc. Goes back and gets it again. Kicks it inside the 40, more closer towards the pocket. Trying to spin out of trouble there is Very. Close up against the boundary line. Who's going to get it now? As the kick is away to the left-hand side and out of bounds on the full. And that means we'll just see what's happened behind play here. As a player's gone down for DC, the umpire has elected to stop the clock. Now, we do remind everyone in this tournament, it's straight 20 minutes with no time on, excluding if there is a serious injury, in which the umpire can then elect to stop the clock. We already had that on field 5 in a men's game where the game was stopped for a good 40 minutes and a paramedic called due to a serious injury there. So we wait the ball to be brought back into play. On this occasion, it's going to be by Christina Sobral. And Sobral decides to go long, and that's a good kick. Morgan Doherty now takes it. She gets on the right boot, almost brings down Rain with that kick. Anna Thexton there, had it, dropped it, got it back again. Thexton bends it round the corner. And that's an interesting attack on the ball by Caitlin Masher. Kicks it backwards about 20 metres, trying to find Lindsay Kastanek, who couldn't quite pick it up. Mazaris goes in there again. Mazaris wants to try and lay a tackle. Trollope wanted to get involved. Lindsay Kastanek tried to do some smothering work. Ball squeezed out. Miriam Meader just went through her legs at the crucial moment. Meader want to go back in for a second crack at it. Susan, don't bring me down. Bruce was in that contest. Now Miriam Meader going for a run. Almost dropped it. Umpire said yes, holding the football. And that is a free kick, and it's going the way of Leah Liberatore. Liberatore with the football. Centre wing broadcast side. Her side up 7-1 in this contest in Field 4 Women's Division 1 Pool B. Kicks it inside 40. Ball on the deck. Wilson Humphries tried to kick it along the carpet. Lindsay Kastanek goes for a run. Flying shot at goal. It's away to the right-hand side. And will register as a minor score. 1-2-8 Denver. No score for DC. That's 8-0 Denver leading DC. Again, it's great to see the DC Eagles up in Division 1 with their own full side. And they've had a number of wins along the way, including in the tournaments in Centennial and Eastern Regionals, and obviously beating New York in 1 or 2 matches last year. Ball on the deck now, this time being picked up by Alex Trollope. Trollope kicked, almost took out her own teammate there in Hunt, almost took her head off. Miriam Meader going after the football now, using the soccer skills. Ball in the middle of the ground, almost held the opponent without the football. Umpire said no, she was over it, you can play on. Thexton tried to get a hand pass away, but didn't hit the intended target. Trollope, now on the right boot, kicks it inside 40. Now there's no one there, there's going to be a foot race, and getting to it first once again is Susan. Don't bring me down. Bruce now brings it towards the half-back flank position, looking for Anna Thexton. Thexton gets on the right boot, kicks it up the line. Lindsay Kastanek at her feet, couldn't quite pick it up. The hurry kick towards the boundary line, doesn't see it go out. Jessamine maybe a little bit too lazy in that approach there. Decided to just walk instead of chasing after it because the ball elected to stay in, and it gave the advantage of Alex Trollope to take it and go towards the half-forward flank position. Miriam Meader's chased up the line. Bruce is caught with the football. She tried to get a hurry kick away. Found a teammate. Now on the right boot. Oh, excellent smother work there. Give the full credit to Kristen Lowe. Up against the boundary line. Now we'll go out and we'll call for a ball in. Probably got about 5 minutes remaining before half-time. Now, the question is, we've been talking about par score, how much you kick with the breeze. We reckon you've got to at least kick 3 to have enough advantage to sit on heading into the second half. DC will have the advantage of the breeze in the second half, and you've just got a feeling 1-2-8 may not be enough at this stage, because that's the similar score that was held by the Seattle Grizzlies, and they ended up losing by about 20 points to Minnesota in the previous game. Here's the kick towards the Lindsay Kastanek direction, who got it on the run, slammed it on the right boot, went towards the half-forward flank position. Tackle being laid on from behind, Wilson Humphries. Umpire says no opportunity. We'll call for a ball-up player being wrapped up there, Road Ashley Malabanan. Umpire says, who's the nominating rucks? Lindsay Kastanek wants to go up in the ruck against Morgan Doherty. Call that even out of that contest. Hand pass hurriedly came out there by Rita Hill. The kick smothered off the boot. This will be play on. Hand pass away. Wilson Chapman, ball on the ground, and the umpire will once again ask for the football back. Holding it up there also for Denver was Rita Hill. Umpire takes the football back again. Franz is going to do the ruck work versus Doherty for DC. Now picked up there by Meseros. Kicks in towards the centre square position, trying to find Jessica Lynn. Through heavy traffic, the long kick coming here by Soles, looking for Caitlin Masher. Not knocked out of her hands, but she's going to do the shepherding work, allowing the space there for Marissa Poorboy. And a split end sung. What more could a Poorboy do? Well, she can kick a goal. And 2-2-14 is the Denver Bulldogs. No score for the DC Eagles. That's Denver 14, DC 0. Marissa Poorboy, formerly of the Seattle Grizzlies, now, of course, playing for the Denver Bulldogs. 14-point lead to Denver over DC. we look at the flags in the distance. We say it is blowing towards the right-hand side goals, the freeway end, maybe slightly to the left of those goals. We reckon it's a good 3-goal breeze, so maybe one more for Denver to feel good about themselves at halftime. DC, as much as we say, it's possible to kick 3 goals into this breeze. You've obviously got to make it happen. And can they? And can they kick one into the breeze? Maybe this is their opportunity out here on the centre wing position. This time the kick being taken by Very, who now kicks up towards the half-forward flank position. Miriam Meter doing the shepherding work there as in goes Trollope, who spun around and around and around and around, and the umpire says you can only go around so many times. I know that may have been the song, You Can Spin Me Right Round, but there is a limit in Aussie rules football. And she's given that up as a free kick to the Denver Bulldogs. Led will kick the ball in towards the middle of the ground. How's this one going to bounce? How's it going to work? Dykes was chasing after it for DC. Lynn now gets it for the Bulldogs. Kicks it in the Masher direction. Ball bounced out the back. Foot race on here. Is it another one for Denver? No, it's away to the left. 2-3-15 to no score. That is Denver 15, DC no score. At overcast conditions here at Silver Lake Sports Complex, Norco, California. Well, of course, where the admin is located here for the tournament, Ontario, California, for the 2022 Nationals. Thanks, of course, to Coopers, our partner, and Tasmanian. And the scoreboard is watchafl.com. We wait for the ball to be brought back into play. They're calling for it in the pocket. Likes to go with an interesting short pass that is intercepted by Courtney Jessamy. So Courtney Jessamy has the football, wind at her back. She puts boot to ball, I'm guessing about 30, oh no, now from there, about 38 metres out. Kicks it towards the pocket. Came off hands. Plenty of players around there. How was Palme looking nearby was Wu if they wanted her. Now the hurry kick out of the contest is away to the left-hand side and will register as a minor score. 2-4-16. Denver, no score DC. That's Denver 16, DC 0. As we wait for the ball to be brought back into play. Here's the kick. The breeze hooks it. Now taken away there by Meseros, who pumps it along towards the goal square, nobody home, and it's an easy mark on the last line of defence. This occasion taken by Christina Sobral. Goes towards the back pocket, tournament central side of the ground. Now a flying shot on goal. Soles has missed and will be a minor score. 2-5-17. Denver, no score DC. That's 17-0. Denver leading DC in this first half. Again, Denver with this strong 3 to 4 goal breeze going towards the right of screen, the freeway end. I guess as we were talking with Donnie Hess in the previous game, it's interesting to see, obviously, the tactics that both coaches use going into this second half, whether Denver elect to park the bus if they reckon the lead is comfortable enough. What are some of the prime movers that the coach of the DC Eagles will start to try and move around to try and create something in the second half when they've got the breeze? And as we speak, I think I may have felt 1 or 2 light drops of rain as well. That is going to throw an interesting question mark into this second half. As we wait for the umpire to give the resulting instructions here of a free kick to Denver. And that is with Jessica Lynn. Lynn with the football. We do apologise for the cameras just in a static position for at the moment. We're just taking cover, of course, because it is raining as we speak. And we want to make sure that everything is covered properly. Stanek tries to go through. The umpire blows the whistle. No, we thought he did. Pardon me, there was the field behind us. That was when you got 5 fields going on here at once. As the ball is now on the half-back flank for DC, half-forward flank for Denver. Kicking it around the corner there is Trollope. And her kick goes out of bounds on the full. Any moment now, we should have a half-time hoot-up. And it looks like about a 3-goal breeze will probably be with Denver's advantage. Is it enough? Well, I'll tell you what, the rain would help them. Make that ball a little bit difficult to handle. DC will certainly have some work to do. Lynn now kicks it towards the pocket. One bouncing over. Just near the tent where the Golden Gate Roos and San Francisco Iron Maidens are hiding at the moment. I'll tell you what, if the rain came down and made it a wet contest, it'd make the San Francisco-New York game very interesting at 5 o'clock. As the hooter sounds for halftime. So, the DC Eagles know they have a breeze that can get and track down the 17 points. Can they use it? The Denver Bulldogs now have the question of defense. Can they stand tall for 20 minutes on this 17-point lead? Those are questions to be answered very shortly. Denver Bulldogs, 2-5-17. DC Eagles, no score at halftime. We'll be back with the second half here at the Silver Lake Sports Complex in just a moment. And welcome back to the Silver Lake Sports Complex in Norco, California for the 2022 United States Australian Football League National Championships. We're just breaking from halftime here in the Women's Division 1 Pool B matchup between the Denver Bulldogs in blue and the DC Eagles in white. And at halftime, it's Denver leading 2-5-17 to DC, no score. But as we alluded to, the breeze will be with DC in the second half. for their 20 minutes. Now, it has been fluctuating, this breeze. At times, it's a 1 to 2 goal advantage. At other times, it can kick up to a 3 to 4 goal advantage. At the moment, I'd estimate it's probably died down a little bit again, maybe to that 1-2 goal advantage. But if it picks up again and DC can make it work, well, let's see what happens. 3 goals, even though 2-5-17 for Denver, that's 7 scoring shots. 3 straight kicks is enough for DC to pinch the game. Let's see what happens in this 20 minutes. The umpire throws the football up and away we go again. Ball is tapped forward for Denver, but Trollope is there at the back. Gives the hand pass off, trying to find Dykes. Dykes dribbles one forward, gains about 20 metres in this contest. Ball, they cry as the hand pass comes out. Not paid by the umpire. Franz goes in there, stacks on the pill. Kristen Lowe wants to try and jump in there. And the umpire says, I'll take the football back, please. And we will call for a ball up. We throw it high in the air. And ball's coming out towards the wing position. Now going across here for Alex Trollope. Hand pass off sideways, trying to find Torres. Doesn't work out. Scrapping for the football there. Trollope again. Hand pass, working it sideways towards the half-forward flank. Oh, look out! Susan, don't bring me down. Bruce has it. And the ball is spilled free inside 40. Trying to get in there as well as Hauer. Can't get it out. And the umpire will ask for the football. Laying a tackle there is Kilmore for the Denver Bulldogs. Ball is thrown up in the air. I can see the move of Hallie Kastanek now going into the ruck for Denver. They've made that move, and it'll be good to have the Highland experience for Denver there in defence, battling against the breeze. Kastanek taps it down. Low is thrown low into the ground. Gets the hand pass away. Immediately wrapped up the redhead in Chloe Sargent. And the umpire says, into back. And you cannot do that. And that is a free kick away to the DC Eagles. So the number 6, Chloe Sargent, doesn't actually want to take the free kick. The umpire says, no, you seriously have to take it. And then does one step and kicks it inside 40. Bowled over a few players. How many more can it bowl over? Not Lindsay Kastanek, who's parked herself at the back. You can see they put the experienced players deep in defence here, Denver. They want to hold on to this lead. Alex Trollope going after the football. Also diving on it is Joe Richards. Close towards the boundary line. Ball manages just to keep in. Kick along the carpet for the Bulldogs. Gains about 20 to 30 metres. Ripped off the football there, Benitez. But again, the Bulldogs managed to find a way. Jessica Lynn now takes the mark. Lynn finds herself on centre wing. Tournament central side. Now kicks the football towards the centre half forward position. Bumped off the ball at the crucial moment. Soles hits the ground and hits the ground hard. Oh no, going without it there was Ross. She did all the right things and the ball just slipped on out. Rita Hill now kicks it, but there's nobody home. And Sobra will take it away here for the DC Eagles with the awkward bounce. Now tries to kick it long on the breeze. And the breeze does help it bounce a few extra metres out towards the centre wing position. Now Joe Richards got rid of it, got dumped. The umpire said that's fair. Now Thexton kicks it in towards the centre square. Trying to get away through there, Leah Liberatore, but it's taken away by the DC Eagles. Kicking it long, Hallie Kastanek takes the mark. And standing the mark there will be Martinovski. Running away there is Hallie Kastanek. And Martinovski got bumped off the ball. That's some interesting shepherding work. Out towards the centre wing position. Being slammed into the ground, Mazoris. The umpire says it came out fair. It can play on. One or two drops of rain still coming down here at the Silver Lake Sports Complex. As Thexton kicked it around the corner. Mark couldn't be dropped with his slippery pill. The kick carried away hurriedly by Ashley Malabanan. Now gets it going towards the half-forward flank position. Kastanek and Bruce both running after the football. Bruce is going to be there first. Let's slip out of her hand. Being harassed there by Benitez. By Sargent. Now sent back by the DC Eagles only as far as Lindsay Kastanek. The Kastanek and Kastanek combination deep in defence for Denver is going to be hard to beat. Kicks it long out towards Lynn. Jessica Lynn got rid of it. Trying to do the chasing work. Marissa Poorboy. Not Marissa Poorboy, rather. It's Kathleen Very. And the ball is long out of defence. And the ball goes over the boundary line and out of bounds. So a throw in front of the DC Eagles interchange bench. Be interested to see what moves they start to make to try and create some run, create some happening, and getting past the Kastanek wall. The kick. Sees a mark taken. Stephanie Hauer. Who she got on in the forward line is the question. Who can she hit as a target? She doesn't want to hit Hallie Kastanek, who's taken the mark. Kastanek runs away. Meter taking after Kastanek. Manages to just knock her off her kick at the crucial moment. Azores has to try and get away there from Wilson Chapman. Gets it out towards the wing position. Tournament side. Now taken away again by the DC Eagles. They'll send it back from whence it came. Hallie Kastanek again racking up the possessions in defence. Goes for a run. Kicks it up the line. Oh, Rita Hill, I think it might have been waiting for it out the back. Now kicks it up towards the wing position. Being dumped there. Chloe Ross. The ball will squeeze out. Benitez fighting in there. The Eagles, again an opportunity through Lowe. He got dumped, but got a hand pass away in the nick of time. Oh, Hauer caught one high, surely. And the umpire says free kick. Stephanie Hauer for the DC Eagles. In front of one of the merchandise tents here, where they're selling the raffle tickets. A free flight between Australia and LAX via Fiji. Go see them at the merchandise tent for that raffle ticket. And talking about a raffle, you could have held one for that ball being thrown in. And Lindsay Kastanek says, that's my number. Lindsay Kastanek in the back pocket. Her side up by 17 points. Defending against the breeze. Kicks long. Oh, intercepted Alex Trollope. Trollope from 35 metres out. It's an empty goal square. It's away to the left-hand side. But the first score for DC. The question is, how can they trap it inside that 40 now? DC, one behind. Denver 2-5-17. That's DC 1, Denver 17. Hallie Kastanek will be responsible for bringing the ball back into play. Former USA Freedom representative. Been part of many Bulldogs National Championship victories. Looking ahead, what options does she have? She elects to go for a run. Draws the player. Then kicks. Got two players out the back who can raff it. Oh, they spoiled themselves. Lynn spoiled Mosa. Mosa had to go back in. Got it to Lynn, who does have space. Jessica Lynn now puts it on the right boot. Gains some metres. Are they going to be smart about this? They are with Marissa Poorboy, who tried to feign the hand pass. Poorboy wants it back. Poorboy puts on the afterburners. Went left, went right, then put it on the boot and kicked it towards the 40-metre mark. 1, 2, 3, 4. Almost going to pay the mark. Not paid for the juggling attempt. And now being taken away there by Heavier in towards the middle of the ground. DC needs someone to link up with, but they won't find it. Leah Liberatore comes away. Miriam Meter nearly chased her down. Liberatore with an awkward kick. Crash boom opera. A clash of bodies there in the middle of the ground. Howard gets in there for DC. And the umpire says, I'll call for a ball up. We'll restart the play between centre and centre half forward for the Denver Bulldogs. Here's the tap, past Sargent. Hand pass going backwards. Again, Leah Liberatore. Put it on the boot, only for it to be intercepted. Here's the kick this time coming in from Ashley Malabanan. Looking in the Miriam Meter direction. Couldn't find her. Kristen Lowe's lurking around. Trollope drew the player. Went with a long hand pass. Meter was calling for it. They didn't see her. They kicked towards the goal square. Only Lindsay Kastanek is back there, and she's going to run it out the opposite side. Here's the kick. She's looking for Jessica Lynn. It's 2-on-1, but Lynn's got the speed. Lynn has to wait for it to bounce. Then she kicks it long and high and over our broadcast position. Out of bounds on the full. I swear at the moment the cameraman was thinking, I'm glad I'm wearing the brown trousers. That's how close it came to the commentary box. We're waiting for the ball to be brought back into play. The DC Eagles need a goal, and they need it badly. Chloe Ross. Ross the boss goes up the line, only for it to be intercepted. And Stephanie Moser takes it. Moser for the Bulldogs, broadcast side. They boarded the run about twice and then finally decided to go inboard with a kick. It's not all that flash. Wilson Chapman's going to come in there with support by Hauer. But once again, Leah Liberatore comes out with it with a hand pass. Calls for the 1-2. Liberatore gets it back, gives it off again because she's just that giving type of person. And now they move up towards the half-forward flank, looking for Marissa Poorboy. Poorboy gets it before the boundary line does. Oh, weaved out of trouble beautifully. And then kicked inside the 40. Looking for Caitlin Masher, was at her feet. Now going there is Anna Banana. Hannah Thexton missed it and lost it. And going in there was Chloe Ross. And now it's come out. The hurry kick away there, I think, was from Rita Hill towards the top of the goal square. Is that in the back? No, said the umpire. Doesn't matter. Getting up and turning around and kicking a goal is Shay Suliz. Oh, the umpire signal touched. Well, we were down having a look at the scorecard of the player list. The umpire said, touched. So 2-6-18 to 1 behind. 18 Denver, 1 DC. Now the kick up the line. Towards the wing position on the tournament central side of the ground. Alex Trollope, and away she goes. Trollope kicks it up the line, looking for Miriam Meter before the ball can go out of bounds. Is she successful in that? No, according to the boundary umpire. Meter looks back in disgust, saying it didn't go out. And the boundary umpire will take the football back. Now, what is the spot they adjudicated it to go over? Just around the half-forward flank there for DC. Hallie Kastanek does the ruck work. Meter's there. Chloe Ross is lurking around. Miriam Meter elects to slap the ball on the ground before almost being collected and goes again for a second crack at it. Kristen Lowe is there as well. One step. Here's the kick from DC towards the half-forward flank position. Ball came off hands. Hauer. Still on the deck. You got to pick up the ball and win it eventually, but what side really wants the pill? That's the question. Coming in there is Gilmore. The Bulldogs find themselves kind of stuck for a moment on their half-back flank, unable to break away, but DC also find it hard to find a connection inside 40 to score a goal. The kick, Rita Hill did well then to smother. On the deck. Lowe comes out with it with a left boot and puts the ball out of bounds on the full. 2-6-18 Denver, 1 behind the DC Eagles. We've got another men's match coming up shortly at 4 p.m. Pacific time. That's men's Division 4 between the Des Moines Roosters and the Golden Gate Roos Reserves. And then we cap it off at 5 p.m. with a big game in women's Division 1 Pool A for the right to go through to the elimination final. And that is between the San Francisco Iron Maidens and New York Magpies. It will be a huge contest coming up at 5 o'clock here on Field 4 on USAFL.com. Thanks to Coopers and Tasmanian. As the ball is just bobbling around here, taken by Trollope. Clearly been the best player for DC. Kicks it long. Meter chasing after it, overran it, and again, I think she's been about unlucky 3 times so far, Miriam Meter. Each time it's gone to space for her to get onto, the boundary line has beaten her. Very unlucky. Wait for the ball to be thrown back into play. Kastanek versus Morgan Doughty. Ball hit the ground. The Bulldogs happy to sock it off the ground and gain some space. Thexton, oh, she mown down by Trollope. Umpire says gone. By my estimations, I reckon probably about 5 minutes remaining in this contest. They've got to extract the digit right now, the DC Eagles. Here's the hurry kick. Going in there was Chloe Ross. Rita Hill there as well. Again, no clear possession until Morgan Doughty gets it. And now she kicks it towards the goal square, but again, they're parked back there. Lindsay Kastanek, too experienced, too smart. Now gets it on the right boot. Kicks it long to Jessica Lynn. Lynn again taking plenty of marks across the half-back flank in this second half for the Denver Bulldogs. She'll elect to go up the line. Was trying to find Wilson Chapman tried to intercept it rather. And Hallie Kastanek finally got it. And then she kicked towards the middle of the ground. Big tackle laid on by Lowe. Umpire says play on. Ball ricochets around. Got past Iris Wu. Now going in there, Alison Dykes. Stephanie Howard there as well. Can't get clean possession. Again, it's Lowe who gets it towards the centre half forward position. Oh, beautifully spinning out of trouble there, Stephanie Moser. I need to cough it up. Morgan Doughty was the football. Now Morgan's got to go and go quickly because time is not her friend. And she finds 2 players on the half forward flank position. Hauer Probably didn't need to go back. Probably needed to run with momentum more than anything. Goes inside 50. Trollope, what a mark. Now she's got to go quickly. As we said, time is crucial. Trollope will be having a shot on goal. The breeze is out of back, as you can see by the bending PVC goal pipes. Can she get accuracy? Oh, it's a nasty hook on the kick. Miriam Meter almost got on the end of it. And the ball bounced away from her and went over the boundary line and out of bounds. 2 metres around from the left-hand point post. 17-point lead to Denver over DC in this women's Division 1 Pool B contest at Silver Lake Sports Complex, Norco, California. Ball is back into play. One out again, courtesy of Hallie Kastanek. Can't get out of her own defensive 40 arc as the tackle was being laid on there by Anna Thexton. Now comes out a squeezed kick. Jessamy tries to get onto it there for the Denver Bulldogs. She's using some soccer skills to just keep the ball moving forward with Marissa Paulboy teaming up there as well. Paulboy hit the deck. Now Anna Thexton comes in there as well. Got ripped off as she tried to get a hand pass away, and the umpire says it was holding the football. So free kick going the way of Chloe Ross. Again, there's got to be a sense of urgency in the DC Eagles. They're taking a bit too long when they get their free kick. They've got to know that time against them, and they've got to create. They've got to take the game on. As they go towards that half-forward flank position. Now half-back flank. The Bulldogs holding up well again. Here's an opportunity once more for the Eagles to pump it long. Meter will pick up the football. Try to kick it around the corner. Didn't work. Hunt was there as well. Plenty of players in there. Fighting for it. Arenzolis. And the umpire says going nowhere. I'll call for a ball up. Umpire throws the ball high in the air. 35 metres out from the DC goal. Trollope gets on the end of it. Got past one but went without the football. Going in there. Iris Wu for Denver. And we'll call for a ball up. With this result, with Denver looking like they're going to win, that means they play Seattle tomorrow. And the winner of that game will be booking a ticket to the elimination final against the winner of Pool A. So a big game tomorrow morning on Sunday between Seattle and Denver. For the DC Eagles, they'll be facing a 2-0 Minnesota team. As Hallie Kastanek comes out of defense, looking for Lindsay Kastanek. Lindsay Kastanek now goes for a run off the half-back flank. Goes over the head of a few players. Jessica Lim was running nearby. So it was Wilson Humphreys. Couldn't quite pick it up. Just bursting the way through there. Rode Ashley Malabanan. Try to get it towards the half-forward flank. Trollope comes in there for support. And the umpire will take the football back and call for a ball up. 45 metres out from the DC goal. 18-2. Denver lead DC. 18-2. According to the scorecard here on watchafl.com. Hand pass came out there, Mosa. Went nowhere. Mosa again. Trollope. Hand pass. Now waiting for it and kicking off the side of the boot. Stephanie Hauer. And the ball goes over the boundary line and out of bounds. We'll wait for a throw in 20 metres around from the right-hand point post. Siren imminent here at Field 4. Back into play. Meter went up against Kastanek. And the ball went over the boundary line and out of bounds. And we'll throw it in once more. Back into play once more. Meta goes up in the contest. Put it to ground. A little bit of a dribbler. Oh, they couldn't quite pick up that opportunity at the top of the goal square. Sargent watching on. Also there, Wilson Chapman for the Eagles. The umpire will take the football back and throw it up again. Denver, surprisingly, I don't think they've actually got maybe one inside 50 for that second half. They've literally parked the bus for the half and they've just held on despite everything that DC have tried to throw at them and just really threw a blanket over DC's offense and just smothered them completely. That's the tactics they've used and it's worked out okay for them. Umpire blows the whistle and we'll call for a ball up. Indeed, we only had the one behind scored by DC, which we thought was a goal, but they ruled as touched. As Kastanek wins the contest. Now taken by Courtney Jessamy, who goes towards her half-back position. Ball again just on the deck. Trollope watches on, also trying to get in the context. Alison Dykes, she can't get it out. And the umpire will ask for the football back. We'll throw it up 50 metres out from the DC goal. Morgan Doherty punches it forward. Little grubber kick along the ground. Close towards the 40-metre paint. Oh, falling right over the top there, Stephanie Hauer. And the umpire says, I'll take the football back, and the hooter sounds to indicate full time on field 4 in Women's Division 1 Pool B. That is the second round of Pool B. 2-6-18 Denver defeating DC 2 behinds. 18-2, a 16-point win for the Denver Bulldogs. So for the 6-time national champions, Denver Bulldogs, they are still alive. They still have the possibility of getting through to a grand final. It's a hard road, but they live and breathe another day. And they've got a very, very big game against Seattle tomorrow morning. For the DC Eagles, for them, it's a bit of pride as they take on Minnesota tomorrow and possibly looking for a better position when it comes to the consolation playoff games. But nonetheless, the Bulldogs bounce back after being smashed by Minnesota with a 16-point victory. For DC, they've got to dust off their wounds. But still, as we've said at the top, it's been great to see DC up in D1. This is their first time in Division 1 at the USAFL National Championships, and obviously a lot for them to take away when they can watch back the vision and consider a strategy, even though there's only so much strategy I guess you can do when you've got a breeze blowing strongly to one end of the ground. But also hopefully a recruitment tool for them as well to be able to pick up a few handy players to add to their squad. For the Denver Bulldogs, as you can see, very happy, that sense of pride. They're on the board, and they've got a bit to play for tomorrow when they take on Seattle. Coming up very shortly, in about 10 minutes' time, we're going to have Men's Division 4, a big game there between the Des Moines Roosters and the Golden Gate Roos Reserves. That game coming up in 10 minutes' time. And then, of course, I'll be back at 5 o'clock. I'll be bringing you Women's Division 1 Pool A. It is the final game of Pool A, and it's essentially an elimination final. San Francisco and New York. The winner of that goes forward to the official elimination final against the second-placed Pool B team. The loser goes into the consolation finals round. So a big game between San Francisco and New York coming up at 5 p.m. You can hear the Denver Bulldogs girls singing in a distance. They know they've got plenty to play for when they play on Seattle tomorrow, and we're looking forward to it. Don't forget to follow USAFL.com for all the action on Coopersfield and Field 4, and for all scores, results, for news, what's happening here at the Nationals. Follow us on Twitter at USAFL1997. And for those that are watching at the ground, you may be in a different position. You've been watching on your phone. Don't forget there is the raffle that is taking place at the merchandise tent. Win a trip for 2 from LA to Australia via Fiji. Thanks to Fiji Airways, those tickets are available right now at the merchandise tent, and the winner will be announced during the presentations on Sunday, and you don't have to be present at the presentations to win. So that is good news in case you do have to bolt off quickly from the National Championships. That Fiji Airways trip to Australia, you can get in the raffle for that at the merchandise tent. I'm Peter Holden. I look forward to your company in just over an hour's time for that Women's Division 1 match between San Francisco and New York. But stick around. 10 minutes' time, Brian Barish will be here to bring you the game in Men's Division 4 between Des Moines Roosters and the Golden Gate Roos Reserves.